y'all, Serena here from Make Plant Create. Just thought I'd give you guys a quick little update on what's going on here in the garden. So let's go take a look. This broccoli is really coming in. Sorry, did I say broccoli? I meant okra. This okra has really come in. I've harvested a few pieces here and there, but this one I forgot about it and it got kind of big, so I have this orange string on there so that I don't pick it, and as a reminder that that's the piece I'm going to let go to seed. So I'm just going to let that piece get as big as it can get and get real dry, and then those seeds will be good for planting. These animals are taking over. Here's a food grade water barrel that I got for the pigs, so I can put some watering nipples on there for them to drink and have clean water, because the system I have right now is really not the best. Pretty much what I do is every day I come out and I take this pitcher and I empty out this water that's kind of dirty and put it in this little slop pile for them to wallow in, and then refill this bucket with clean water. But it still gets dirty because they're pigs. And I think the last time I showed you guys these pigs, I tried to keep these two black males trapped in this spot right there in this pen, and that just I took these pigs on as a favor, and they're not getting sold, so I don't know if I'm just gonna have to keep them all or what, but hopefully we can find a home. They're really cute. Hopefully we can find a home for these two brothers. There's the other one over there, back there. But anyways, they've been actually doing really well. I've been letting them out into the garden and having some rooting time out there. So hopefully when they're finished with their little snacks here that I just brought them, they'll go out in the garden and I can kind of show you guys what they've been doing out there. I've also let the little birds that I had in this rabbit hutch, the last time I showed you guys, I've let them kind of be free. So they are learning the lay of the land out here, having some freedom. And as a result of the pigs being pigs and just getting into everything, I've had to kind of figure out some things. So I've put the chicken feed up here in the tree out of the reach of the pigs. I've stored their feed in the rabbit hutch, and I figured out how to be able to have this feeder for the chickens without the pigs getting to it. So I have it up on this pallet. Oh, look at that. I was wondering why that feeder was empty every day I was coming out here. Oh man, Mama Pig. What, Ro? You okay?
Mama Pig. You did get it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Getting the chicken feed up here. Okay, maybe I just need to scoot it further back, but I still feel like they're gonna get it. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this chicken feeder. I do have this one. So this PVC pipe feeder that the pigs definitely try to get into, but they just can't. So luckily I do have a feeder for chicken feed, and the chickens get in there and they eat. So I may just need to make a second one of those. I just feel like that one feeder is not enough for all these chickens. I just might as well let them have it.
You buy them all and let them have it.
Oh, you stinking pigs. Caught you getting in there. I moved this chicken tractor back here for the babies, but the pigs trampled it in on the side here. I don't know if you can see that or not. So they kind of just got out and were able to get, that's where I had the hanging feeder inside of here, so they were getting to that hanging feeder, but I still have a hanging water in here. So that's in there, and that's still accessible for the chickens through this little opening right here. So yeah, that's what's going on with all these animals. I've had a few eggs here and there that were in this little grassy area, and then they stopped laying here, and then they laid a couple of more times. That's the only thing that these chickens haven't quite figured out, is to lay in the nesting box that's, you know, in the chicken coop. If I could get them to go in there and lay, then we'll be in business with some eggs. But as far as now goes, I'm not seeing anywhere that they're laying. They also have access to this coop, which I don't think any of them use. They hang out over here quite often, so I sometimes come check to see if there's eggs over here. Well, that's good. I see a lot of pig poop in this corner. I was wondering where they were pooping. Pigs tend to poop in the same spot, which is nice. They were pooping inside of this house here, and then I cleaned up all the poop, and I haven't seen any more in there, and so I was wondering where they were going. I'm gonna get this water off. Hey, Mama Pig. She's got a pretty low-hanging belly. Not sure when she's gonna pop, but I'm looking forward to some piggy babies. I need to get this section cleared away and get a row of carrots in here. And as far as now goes, this planting box gets water first, and so it's getting a lot of water, and I just feel like the carrot seeds are going to get completely displaced. So I don't know, I'm just going to go for it, just come in there and see what happens. I have a lot more eggplant coming in, so I've already harvested about 4 or 5 off of this one. Actually 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, more like 7 off of that plant, and this plant over here is finally starting to fruit. So exciting. Okay. Couple more in there. So we're getting some more eggplants, which is nice because I really do like eggplant. I need to figure out how to make some baba ganoush. It's one of my favorites. Oh, there's another one right under there. And the planter box is actually planted. a lot of these just in pots in here, and the drip irrigation system is wrapped around there, so it's not as pretty as I was hoping with all that drip hose going around it, but I kind of just threw that together real quick with Billy the other day. I was like, we just got to do something. So we did that. These brassicas are coming in quite nice right over here. Growing in quite lovely. I don't know why that cat is so interested in this water. And then I threw this catnip in over here. So I'll probably put some more herbs along here. I have a rosemary that needs to get in the ground and some other things. So I think I'm just going to focus on herbs in this section. There's some flowers growing in. So those should be pretty. A few things, a few little flowers coming in. And then Billy and I just kind of rigged this up. We threw these 2x6s or 1x6s. I think those are 1x6s. Right in this corner because this door had this little crack, and when I've been letting the pigs out roaming around in here with me while I'm out in the garden the past few days, and they've gone through this little crack here and gone over into my aunt and uncle's property over there, and they've come back. I didn't have to chase them down or anything like that because they really enjoy this being their home. They come right back, but still I don't want pigs loose because, you know, they may decide not to come back. These gourds are growing quite nicely. I've already had a plant sale with some of these skull planters and some things. That was pretty successful. That was 2 weeks ago. I was planning another one for this coming Sunday, but I just haven't been very busy making a lot of planters this past week or two, so I'm gonna get my butt in gear and maybe in the next week or so have another sale. Got some kind of cucumbers or something. Oh, look at that. Okay, I don't think that's a cucumber. These were volunteer plants that I pulled out of the compost soil. So I had some cups of soil, I'll come show you over here, that I was trying to propagate some of this passion flower vine. You can see I have this like really prolific growing passion flower vine. It's just beautiful, and it, you know, grows and grows and grows and sprouts up everywhere. So I was trying to propagate it in some of these cups a few months back. Instead of the passion flowers growing, I had a bunch of these cucumber, I thought they were cucumbers. Look, see, he's out now. And they've just been rooting up this whole area. Just so nice. I mean, look, this is kind of weed free now, and they've been tearing this little section up. That's what I have them for. If they can get that grassy patch today, man, that'd be nice. Anyways, so I had all these volunteers of what I thought were some kind of a melon, but when you have volunteer plants, they could be some kind of a hybrid. So I'm not real sure. This looks like it was probably a honeydew melon. Whatever it is, even if it is a hybrid and it's not something that would be really good for us to eat, you know, the chickens and the pigs always need to be fed. So I just put them in here and said, hey, if they grow, they grow. But look at that. Okay, so we may get another round of honeydew melons. That would be nice. Those honeydew melons that I grew this year for the first time did really well. Much better than I was expecting. What's up, Millie? What's up? Here are the potatoes that I planted a little while back. So this is a nice little one here, and there's a little cluster of, it looks like 1, 2, 3 little plants right there. I did them all around, but I've never grown potatoes successfully, so this is a good start, I guess. There's Weezer. Come on out of there, Wheezy. I'm going to show you guys these beans that I planted. And pretty decent. So I've attached some strings so that they'll make it to that cattle panel part of the trellis. But look at that. Pretty beans. So these are hyacinth beans? Hyacinth beans? I don't know how to say that. And also some lima beans. Still got peppers coming in like crazy. There's nothing over here for you, Baconstein. Nothing over here for you. Why don't you go back over there where those pecans are? And then in the middle of this bed, I put another row of beans. These are some kind of a white bean. So those are definitely coming up, sprouting up very happy. Permaculture pigs, permaculture chickens doing their work. Man, if they can get this little area ready and nice, I could definitely get something planted in this bed over here. I think that all of this that's coming up, I don't know, it all has that same little kind of brassica looking shaped leaves. I don't know if that's just a bunch of weeds. I don't know. I have no idea. They're popping up all over the place. I have these medallion shaped weeds that grow all over the garden, and now that I'm looking at the same shaped plant that I thought was Brussels sprouts or cabbage or some kind of brassica, I don't think that it would just be popping up in those other pots that I was growing the onions and other things in if it wasn't some kind of a weed. So I am thinking that a lot of these, what I thought were brassicas, are actually just weeds. Aw, that's kind of disappointing. I'm going to leave them in there for a little bit longer just to find out, but they are really starting to just take on that shape that looks like those kind of medallion shaped weeds. I don't know what they're called. I know they have a name like penny something, but yeah, that's a bummer. Eat it all up. Look at the chickens coming in after. can't see that rooster. He's behind that bird cage, but man, he is just scratching it up. And these pigs, look at him. He's eating the food that's on this pig's back. That is so funny. I'm sitting here pig watching these little sprouts. I think these are more Brussels sprouts that I put them in these little bags like this just so that the seeds wouldn't go away. But I feel like this is getting in the way of its growth. So I'm just going to take some scissors and trim this back a little bit. Piggy piggies. I could just watch them all day. So cute. The chickens especially. That chicken is on the other side of that pallet door. She's trying to figure out how to get back in. Like you can see her behind the coop. She's on the other side. She's on the outside of the coop on that side. I blocked their little opening, so she's trying to figure out how to get back over here. They sleep out in that tree out there anyways, so they'll figure it out. They can fly over this fence without a problem too, so I'm not real worried about them. Little chickens are out. Pigs are out. A happy little couple is out. This little chicken is trying to figure it out. This pig's gonna get scared if I walk by him. Okay. Still doesn't let me get real close to, those two don't really let me get that close to him. Neither does the mom pig. And then I think I have another chicken or two out here somewhere. Yeah, the cat's messing with them. But like I was saying, those chickens actually sleep in this tree. They roost in this tree, so they'll figure out how to roost. You know, I should probably see if there's eggs somewhere around this tree too, because they could possibly be laying out there. They've done a pretty good job of getting a lot of this weeded up for me. I'm happy about that. Hey, beauty. Meow. Meow. Kitty, 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 kitty. This makes me happy that these pigs can be out here in the garden eating up all this weeds and around the edges where I hate to have to clean up. You know, I hate to come in here with a mower and a weed eater. You know, like back here, this is a spot that I never really take care of, and look, they're just going at it. So good. I'm going to stay back a little bit because I don't want to freak those other three out and have them run off. But like this big patch of grass right here, this overgrown area right in front of that refrigerator, yeah, I need them to get all of that. So they're happy to be rooting around. I'm happy to have my grass being mowed down. It's a win-win for us all. Hey, I'm watching you. And this two are already going back home. I don't think it'll take much to get them back in the pen. It hasn't, at least for the past few days. This is probably the third or fourth day I've had them out here in the garden. What are you doing in there, kitty kitty? So these are the 4 babies, these little 4 chickens here that I had in that rabbit hutch for a while. And this is probably only the second time I've let them out of the run area. I don't want them to get too comfortable and go beyond the garden fence. Just love their little scratching. All this activity out here. Even the cat, she's like all into the activity. It's getting a little late. Gonna have to see if we can get them rounded back in. Okay, Eli, we're gonna have to see if we can get them to go back home. Can you help me? Oh, cat. She's just getting all relaxed, enjoying the show too. Come around the back this way. And just say, go home, around this way. All right, piggies, y'all need to go home. Oh, don't scare them. You gotta be nice to them. Just say, go home, go home. Go home. Go home, go home, go home. Okay, Eli, you're scaring them. You're gonna make them really scared. Go home, piggies. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home, piggies. Good job. Oh, okay. Get that last one. We got a rogue chicken under here, too. Go home, piggy. Hey, Finkenstein. Eli, he's got to go home. Hey.
No, I'm gonna do it.
All right, get him to go home.
Go home. I'm gonna go back.
All right, all right, all right. Come back.
This train's dirty.
It needs to get washed.
Yeah.
All right, say thanks for hanging out with us today.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
We'll see y'all next time.
I'll see you next time. Look at his eye.
We need to wash them off, don't we?
Yeah. Ew, look at that. Ew.
Let's go get the hose and wash them.
Okay.